At the beginning of the movie, we see a small town in Minnesota called Sweetly. The date is April 18th, 2003. High school senior Summer Field is on her way to her senior class's spring fling party, but everyone is still in shock from recent events. A serial killer, known as the Sweetly Slasher, has already murdered 3 teenagers, Brian, Val, and Amy. Summer is standing near the gate of the old barn where the party is being held. With her is her childhood friend Quinn, who's holding a red envelope. He wants to give it to Summer, but she ignores him. Just then, Summer's ex-boyfriend Ethan shows up and starts bothering her. Feeling uncomfortable, Summer leaves the spot and heads to the bathroom. As soon as she's inside, the police arrive at the party and shut it down, telling everyone to go home. At that very moment, a masked killer appears. Holding a knife, he attacks Summer and kills her. The story then shifts. 21 years later, in 2024, Summer's family is still mourning her death. Summer's younger sister, Lacey, was born after her death, but has always felt like she somehow knows her sister. Her parents still keep Summer's memory alive. Even her bedroom has been preserved exactly as it was, as if time froze in February 2003. Lacey often feels like she was born just to fill the void Summer left behind. Her parents are extremely overprotective and don't support her decision to accept a scholarship to work at NASA, far from home. One day, while Lacey is going through Summer's old belongings, she discovers a hidden compartment in the floor. There were several letters, and while reading one of them, Lucy realized it was a warning, signed by someone whose name started with an E. Just then, her mom arrived and reminded her that today they would be going to the barn where Summer had died. It was a kind of tradition they followed every year. But Lucy quietly slipped away and went to the exact place where Summer had been murdered. Lucy never expected to find a time machine there. Suddenly, it activated and transported her to April 16th, 2003, 2 days before Summer's murder. Lucy was completely confused and tried calling her mom and dad, but her phone didn't work there. She headed toward the high school and slowly started realizing she really was in 2003. The fashion and atmosphere were totally different. Soon, Lucy came face to face with Summer, but she was so shocked she couldn't say a word. After that, she met her science teacher, who now looked 21 years younger. Lucy asked her about time travel, and at the same time, she also met a boy named Quinn, a bit of a science geek, who quickly connected with her. Quinn helped her make sense of whether what she was experiencing could even be real. As they left the school, Ethan and his friends started bullying Quinn, trying to push him into the water near the dock. Summer was standing there too, but she said nothing. Lucy stepped in and stopped Ethan. Later, Lucy decided to take a risk and told Quinn everything, even though he might think she was crazy. At first, Quinn didn't believe her, but when Lucy showed him her smartphone, which looked like alien technology in 2003, he was stunned. Then Lucy also showed him the time machine that had brought her there. Quinn warned her that if she changed anything in the past, it could have serious consequences for the future. But Lucy said she couldn't just sit back and do nothing, knowing that within a few hours, a killer was going to murder several teenagers. During this time, Lucy also spoke to Summer without revealing her true identity, and she even saw her mom and dad, who didn't recognize her at all. After spending time with Summer, Lacey learns that the letter she received in 2024 was actually written by Summer for her secret lover, Amy, who herself was murdered. Now, Lacey has an even bigger reason to stop these murders. It could even mean that she might never be born if things don't change. Finally, Lacey tells Summer the truth about herself, and Summer actually believes her. Then Lacey gets a makeover to fit into the 2003 style. She goes to the mall where Brian and Val were murdered. She tries to warn them, but by then, Brian has already been killed. Now the killer is after Val. Lacey calls a security guard to interfere, which alters the timeline. But the killer murders the guard too, and in the end, Val also dies. Quinn witnesses everything and warns Lacey again that changing the past can be extremely dangerous. Frustrated, Lacey decides to return to 2024 so that things don't get even worse. But before she can, she needs to operate the time machine again. Quinn helps her, and together they discover that to trigger the time shift, two particles must make contact. Particle A, which is a laser beam, and Particle B, known as antimatter. The laser is already inside the machine, but now they just need to get the antimatter. Through their research, they find out that the time machine was originally built at a research and experimental facility called SOIL. That means the antimatter must also be there at the scientific center. By now, Lacey has fully accepted, through Summer and Amy's letters, that she has to take action if she doesn't want to lose her love story. But Summer doesn't know that the next target is actually her. Lacey, however, knows the truth, and this time she's determined to save her sister at all costs. Quinn joins them, and the three of them work together to try to warn Amy. Amy has her headphones on and can't hear anything, but when she comes face to face with the killer, fear takes over and she runs away. Somehow, all four of them manage to escape together. But because of this, the timeline gets even more messed up. Now Quinn and Lacey don't know what their future is going to look like. One thing's for sure though, they saved 2 lives and gave a hidden love story a chance to be lived. The next day, Lacey finds out that Quinn was in love with Summer. While talking to Summer, Lacey admits that she always felt like she was born just to take Summer's place. During their emotional conversation, Summer realizes how much her death shattered her family and how big of a risk her sister took to save her. And now that the timeline has already changed so much, why not take a little more risk? With Quinn's help, Lacey sneaks into the science center. Meanwhile, at the bar, the party has already started, and this time the only goal is for Amy to confess her love in front of everyone. When she does, right after stepping out, she runs into the killer, who starts chasing her from there. On the other side, inside the center, Quinn and Lacey discover that the antimatter has been stolen. The security guard is dead, and they realize that the killer must be the one who stole it, meaning he's the one using the time machine. Summer then comes face to face with the killer on set, and just as he's about to kill her, Lacey and Quinn ram their car into him. Summer quickly jumps into the car, and as they try to escape, the killer gets back up and removes his mask. What they see leaves them completely stunned. The killer is none other than the Quinn herself. Now everyone panics and rushes toward the place where the time machine is kept. Lacey tries to activate the machine, and just then, Killer Quinn arrives. He says that Lacey's absence won't interfere with his life at all. He explains how Ethan and the others kept bullying him, breaking him down to the point where he started killing everyone. He even killed Summer, because she ignored him and teamed up with others to make fun of him. A shocking twist here is that Killer Quinn actually threatens his own younger version, which gives Lacey just enough time to activate the time machine. As soon as the machine reaches 100%, Lacey grabs Killer Quinn, and the two of them are transported to 2024. There, they face off in an intense battle, and in the end, Lacey defeats him by stabbing him at the last moment, finally putting an end to him. Moments later, Lacey returns to 2003 and hugs Summer. She realizes that in 2024, her mom and dad didn't recognize her, because once Summer's life was saved, Lacey was never born in the first place. So, Lacey decides to stay in 2003 with her sister and her parents, living in the family she had always dreamed of. With this, the story ends here. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. Also subscribe to this channel for more stories like this.